Saravanan sir, you can start, sir.
Yes, sir. A warm good afternoon to one and all co-present here. On behalf of PSNA College of Engineering and Technology and Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, we welcome you all for the Day 4, Session 3 of ATAL sponsored online 5 days faculty development program on perspectives of blockchain integrated with IoT challenges and opportunities. I also extend my welcome to today's resource person, Dr. Murali Bhaskaran sir, Dean Academics and Professor CSE at Rajalakshmi College of Engineering, Chennai. I welcome you, sir. Now, I kindly request Dr. S. Vijay Prasad, sir, Associate Professor ECE, to give introduction about today's resource person. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It's my great pleasure to introduce our chief guest, Dr. V. Murali Bhaskaran, Dean Academics and Professor in CSE, Rajalakshmi Engineering College. And our chief guest is Computer BCSE in Bharadas University and MS Computer Science from BETS Pilani and ME Computer Science and Engineering from Bharada University again, and he has completed his PhD in Network Security from Bharada University in 2008. And he is having a vast teaching experience for more than 30 years in technical education, and currently he is working as a Dean Academics and a Professor in CSE in Rajalakshmi Engineering College from July 2018 onwards. And he has guided more than 19 PhD research scholars and published more than 50 papers in national and international journals and conferences. And he is a life member in different professional societies. And when looking after his achievements, we are very much astonished to see that he has received many awards, out of which he has received the Best Research Guide Award from Society for Educational Entrepreneurship Development SEED in 2017. He has also received the Best Engineer Award from IE Salem Chapter 2017. He has also received a grant of around 19.5 lakhs from DST, New Delhi, to organize Inspire program. He has also received appreciation awards for producing excellent results in Anna University by his College Management Citation Plus Award. And he is an university third rank holder in ME degree course, and he has received the Best Teacher Award twice from Kongu Engineering College and also from Satyabama Engineering College, Chennai. We are wonderful to have such a person in our session, and we thank once again our resource person for accepting invitation, and the session is yours, sir.
Welcome you, sir. Now you can send your screen, sir.
Yes. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Prasad from PSNA College and head of the department and organizer of this wonderful ATAL FDP program. A special thanks to Prasad for introducing me very nicely. Today the topic is sensors and actuators. So you know what you mean by sensors and what you mean by actuators. The sensors means we know it will the real value converted into signals, that is called sensors. Whatever the temperature, rainfall, whatever the values, whatever the natural calamity or natural things that can be converted into signals, that's called sensors. And actuators, we all the definition, the general definition of the actuators. If I say something, if your son and daughter, babies are doing, that is called actuators. Come means they will take steps and come, and sing means somebody will singing the song, and so that is called actuators. Some actions will take place. That is where signals converted into action is called actuators. So that we are going to see much more details in this session. Feel free to stop me and ask some doubts and clarification. I'm most welcome, so that it should be an interactive session instead of giving mono lecture. So measurements in our day-to-day life, we know that in our environment, wherever you live, that we must know what is the time, and you see what is the size of this, and distance from one place to another place, and reach that place, how much time is required. Speed is very important, and also directions, which direction we are moving. Okay, so if all this is required, suppose if we have a driverless car. So it has to navigate by itself to reach the destination, and weight, volume, temperature, pressure, force, how much force is there, sound, light, energy, and rainfall, all these we are measuring, and we are getting details. And sometimes it will be useful for our day-to-day life, and sometimes we won't ignore it because it's not required now, like that we will do. But whenever all these data is the machine or the device we are using to acquire the information and store it. So every day in Meenambakkam, Chennai, Meenambakkam rainfall, and also Nungambakkam rainfall is recorded, and many places. Okay, temperature is also recorded in all the places, all the district headquarters. They are telling that. So all this, we know that some kind of sensors we deployed, and that will be collectively getting the information. And today, in the computer era, all these sensors will send the signals to the computer, and when one a single place for server can get, even if you get it, what is the temperature now in USA, we can get it. Okay, that is possible because sensor is deployed in USA and that is connected in the computer, and we can get it. So these are among the physical properties for which the humans have developed accurate measures, without which we could not live our normal daily lives. So this is sometimes, okay, suppose when the that is northeast monsoon or south then the southwest monsoon has happened, immediately our mind is thinking that what is the where the clouds are there, or where how it will move, all this. So we are getting information from that that is rainfall measurement department. So so when we are focused, we are getting the data. When otherwise these data are recorded in the systems, anytime we can get it. Okay, measurement infuses every aspect of our human life. That is very much important. Okay, without knowing the measurement in the old old days, that is 1,000 years back or 2,000 years, we don't know what is the measurement. That is called Iron Age world. Something only the measurement is hungry, and if we have any food, we will satisfy. That's only measurement we had. But nowadays it's not like this. Since we are living in a sophisticated life, we are sophisticated. We required all kind of measurement for live in a right manner or in a correct way. So for that, the sensors and actuators are called transducer. Okay, we know the definition of transducer is convert one form of energy into another. That is called transducer. Okay, so when the input is a physical quantity, suppose temperature is there, we are boiling a thing or something like. Okay, so when it is reached 40 degrees Celsius or 100 degrees Celsius, the sensor should give some kind of signals. Okay, so physical quantity into electrical signal is called the sensor. Okay, for example, sound is a physical quantity. While I'm speaking, I'm getting some kind of noise. Okay, and that has to be converted into electrical signal by using a one device called mic. Okay, this mic is called a sensor, and it will detect the noise. So it won't split, okay, whether it's a good noise or bad noise. Mic will absorb all the noise surrounded it. Okay. Similarly, the actuator is some action should happen. Okay, when suppose you take the motor. Okay, when the power supply is there, it will run. Okay, if you take a speaker, when the power supply gives, it will sing. It will sing a song or whatever the news, whatever the radio signals or whatever things. That signals converted into speakers. When the input is electrical and the output is a physical quantity, it's called the actuators. That is called electrical to sound. The speaker is the actuators. Some action should take place. By nature, we have 5 sensors in our body. Okay, one is called eye, eyes for sight, seeing everything. Okay, visualization. Okay, visual input. Okay, we are getting from through the eyes, and the taste through the tongue. Okay, there is a buds in the bottom of the tongue, not in the bottom. That is a what I can say, and deep of the bottom, or throat, near throat, some buds are there that will identify what kind of food we are eating. If it is a sweet, if it is a what I can say, it's salty or something, like all these we can recognize by using the buds. And another one, the sensor is sound. That is through air we are listening music. And people will say, what is the difference between listening and hearing? Okay, many of us, we know that. What do you mean by, what is the difference between hearing and listening? The hearing means, since our air is wide open, even if it is while sleeping, okay, we will get all kind of informations. And hearing means we'll get any kind of sounds, okay, sound things. And which one will go into our mind, it's called listening. And everything, whatever you are hearing, that is, whether it is a noise or it's some kind of sound, all this, that is the difference between listening and hearing. So that is another sensors. And touch, okay, through fingers and all skin, body of the skin, anywhere some particle if touch, immediately we are recognizing. Okay, that's called touch sensor. And smell, okay, we are recognizing the what kind of, whether it's a good smell or bad smell, or what you can fragrant, whatever fragrant, good fragrant, everything we can taste, we can smell it. So all these natural sensors available in our body, and that will give more information to our brain. Okay, so here the brain is in a computer. Okay, so whatever the signals sent from these sensors, and it will store and it will match. Okay, that's why after a long time, or 20 years or 30 years, I have seen somewhere else, I forgot your name, or like that we are telling. That means it's there in the mind and it is not recollect. So it will take time to recollect. Yeah, now I recognize you. You studied with me, no? Like that we are telling. So all these will be connected in the stored in the system, and it will recall it. Sometimes it will recall immediately, because every time when you remember that person, we will think about the person, and after even 20 years we will recognize the persons. Even after 30 years or 40 years we didn't see, but we can recognize, yeah, while studying your face is like that, but now your face is different. So it will simulate and it will match it. Oh, you are that person, like that it will identify. So such kind of intelligent systems are there in your system. So sensors are there, it will give the signals and it will recognize. I hope all are with me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Activators in a human body. What do you mean by activators? I already told that some actions, whatever the action we are doing, okay, that is called activators. All activities, what we do with activators, we don't have separate motors in our system. All muscles, nerve, everything will combine together, will do some activities. Speaking, it's required some kind of muscles and actions. Walking, working, reading, writing, singing, drawing, painting, blowing, okay, beating, playing, and all sports activities. All this is required some kind of activity, some kind of actions. Okay, so the action, the signals or command started from our brain, and then it will send to the particular place. Suppose you want to pick the pen, okay, so your mind you should think you have to pick the pen, and according to the what are all the actions, okay, you have to see the where the pen is there, and then you have to move your hand towards the pen and then pick and then take. Okay, all this you can say it's a 1 minute actions, or it's a second act, 1 second, 5 seconds, few seconds actions. But if you write a code for this, it's required 1,000 lines of code. Like that in our brain also, the signals, it has to send signals to do that activities. Okay, so to do the above activities, we have the following activities: hands, legs, fingers, mouth, and muscles. Motor nerves are there. Okay, that means it will send the signals. Muscles will tighten and fingers are there to catch some objects, okay, or movements and actions by passing the information from our brain and spinal cord. Sometimes even the spinal cord will send the signals without the knowing the brain's order. Okay, so spinal cord itself, that is called in Tamil Aniche cell solvang. Okay, subconscious mind will do that activities without the help of the brain. Sensors and actor. So you know what is the mean by sensors and actors. Sensor is a device that measures the physical input from its environment and converts into data. I think you are all faculty members, and many research papers. People are working in mobile adapt networks. Okay, they are working in the sensors. Okay, so when the sensor is deployed in one place, it has to sense the signal and then it has to send. There they will measure the quality. Quality means how long the sensor will work and how much data is sending to us and how much time it will withstand the power. Okay, for that the many research papers are available, how to improve the power and how to get the accurate data. Okay, many mobile adapt networks. If you see the mobile adapt networks, everybody is thinking about the node. The node consists of a computer system or sensors which have some kind of signal transmitting. Okay, so the people are working on it. Still, it's working at how to improvise this. Suppose you're in the forest, in the military. Okay, sensors sensors are deployed in many places, and it will send the signals. How long it will send? Whether you need a charge. Okay, for that solar charge is there. We can have the battery. And the battery life also we need to measure. The battery life goes down, sensor will not work. So we need to think in all how to make sensors alive. Okay, for that many researchers developed a methodology. So it will sense the temperature, pressure, smoke. I think in all buildings, smoke detectors and gas detectors, alcohol sensors, and police, traffic police, they have alcohol sensors. So all these are available. Okay, an actuator is a component of the machine that is responsible for moving and controlling a mechanism or system. One example, robo. Robo is a actuator. It will sense the signals and it will do actions. Okay, and opening the wall, and when you enter into the mall, the door automatically will open. That's called a actuator. Okay, so when you enter, it will sense you, somebody is there, and immediately it will open. Even if you put some kind of objects, it will open and it will detect whether it is a human or it is an object. That is also possible. In front of door, is it an object or it is a human? That can be detected. And the actor, so based on that sense value, the action will be taken. Speaker. It is mostly based on hydraulic, pneumatic, and electrical signals. Okay, hydraulic means we know that moving. Uploading the parts. Okay, suppose I have 1,000 box, okay, in a different sizes. I want to arrange the 1,000 box in a container. Okay, so the 1,000 boxes are different sizes. Now I want to move the boxes in the container so that it has to accommodate more boxes. So there the optimization technique will be there. Based on the optimization technique, and it has to search the particular which box it has to be put first in the container. Okay, that is for that loading height or taking the box in the next level, hydraulic, using hydraulic and pneumatic system and electrical motor, even electrical systems we can use. Okay, even counters. Somebody in the mall, how many people have entered, whether all are exited or not, like that we need to identify that. So some kind of counter sensors will be there, so it will count automatically. That's called electronic system. The even counter is also called actuators. So for one simple example, if you have a sensor, okay, so when the temperature sensor detects, so it will detect the sensors, and once whether it's a high or low, okay, and that will be identified, sends this detect signal to the controller. So it will send, now it is for 25 degree. So it will send, and control center sends the command to the sprinkler. Suppose now it's very hot, we need to pour water, means now the sprinkler turns onto the flame. So here the sprinkler is actuator and sensor, it sends the control. So you need a control system. Okay, so this control system will convert the signals and give the command so that the particular action will take place. Okay, another method of thing in the agricultural field, soil moisture sense detects. Okay, if water is there or not, we'll have a sensor, soil sensor, and it is detect the signals. And if it is low or high, if it is low means we need to pour the pumping the water, so it will switch on the pump. If it is reach that place, but automatically this will off. So all this is available, but it will costly. That is the maintenance and installation cost is there. That's why people are in India. Many people are not using. Okay, only people who are having more than 25 acres or 50 acres, they will invest the money and they can do this. A small farmer, less than 5 acres, farmers may not use this kind of technology. So in foreign countries they use, because they are doing one same what I can say field, or same paddy means paddy, apple means apple. Okay, 1,000 acres, 2,000 acres, like that they will cultivate, so that they can install the whatever the technology they can install this sophisticated system, and they will monitor. Even we can harvesting the things also is machineries, or many machineries are there. In India, since we are telling that India is agricultural, most of the people who are doing 60% are doing agriculture, but we don't have this kind of facilities because we all are a small business, small farmers. Okay, not a big owners, 1,000 acres, 2,000 acres owners are not that. We are all the small thing. Definitely, we need to identify a system to help them also. Some real-time examples in a flight. Okay, autopilot system is there. Once certain level is reached, we can switch on the autopilot. Automatically, it will sense the directions, height, and then speed, temperature, locations, and then it will pass to the computer. And according to the sensor signals, the device, the output actuated device will be activated, and then flight will move smoothly. Okay, that is called autopilot. Semi-autopilot is there, fully autopilot is there. So semi-autopilot means landing and takeoff will manually you have to do that. Once it's reached some level, and autopilot system will on. Okay, so for this we need sensors and also the actuators. All civilian and military aircrafts have the features of automatic pilot control system, or sometimes called autopilot system. Consists of several sensors for various tasks like speed control, height monitoring, position tracking, and status of doors, whether it is closed or not, obstacle reductions, fuel level, everything will be monitored by in the pilot place. Computer takes data from all the sensors and process them by comparing with the pre-designed values. That means already they set the values. If it is below that, you have to give some beeps, some kind of signals. Okay, so that they can it will alert signals will come, so the pilot will do some remedy for that. The computer then provides the control signals to different parts like engines, flaps, and rotors, motors, etc., that help the smooth flight. Okay, I think many of us experienced while flew in the flight. The combination of sensors, computers, and machine takes it makes machines makes it possible to run the plane in autopilot mode. Okay, and the robotic systems. Okay, we have seen many robots. Even we playing robot is there in the mall. Some kind of moving that is arranging the things. Some robots are there. So in the robot system also we have sensors and actuators. Okay, the program task is there, mechanical unit is there, sensor unit is there, activation unit is there, and supervision unit is there, working environment. Okay, suppose it has to supply food to the table 12. Okay, it has to collect the food, and then it has to move to the corresponding table 12 and then deliver the food. Okay, so this is for that, you know, how many sensors is required and how many actuators is required. The mechanical units, we required that is a supporting structure, wrist that is moving, and end effector executions, because when the robo hand is there, it's when you want to pick egg, it should be very soft. Okay, when you want to pick rod, it should be very hard. Okay, we must have that finger is such a kind of things, and pressure on the finger. So a lot of research going on in robots. Okay, and the sensor units, proprioceptive, that is internal robot set positions and velocity of joints. Okay, extra means external word force and proximity visions. Okay, where it is there, and then activation units, motors, motion control. Supervision units, whether you are reaching the place correctly or not, task is completed or not. All this. Okay, humanoid robot. We are telling, we have seen movies, but still it's a long way to go to have general purpose robot. If I can buy robo for cleaning house, so what it will happen? It will, if you throw some dust, immediately it will come and pick the dust and then put it in the dustbin. Okay, that is the job of the robot. It will calmly sit in the corner. Somebody throw any dust, immediately it will come. Okay, it will run quickly. It will run there and then it will pick up and then it will go. So such kind of small tasks we can complete. But if you want to have a generic robot, we need to have. And sensors and actuators in mobile. Okay, we know that we are using mobiles forever. It is a part of our life nowadays. Mobile. Okay, it has many sensors. Okay, temperature sensor, pressure sensors. Now you can ask one question, sir, whether our mobile is having sensor, temperature sensor or not. What is the answer for it? I'm telling temperature sensor. Whether our mobile is having a temperature sensor, because when you switch on the mobile, sometimes say suppose you are at Chennai, now the current temperature is 36 degrees. So what it mean? Do our mobile is having any temperature sensor? Anyone can answer?
Mobile having temperature sensor.
Mobile?
Yeah, mobile having temperature sensor, sir. It will identify the temperature of particular place.
Anybody else? So normally there are two types of things. When you add all the sensors in your mobile, the mobile will cost will increase. Okay. When you connect to the server will give the information. Okay, that is called another method. Okay, you need not to have sensors in the mobile. There's all the data will be available in the server. Okay, that is called cloud server, and we can get it. Okay, from the cloud it will get the information. Whether the today this place is cloudy. Okay, to environment, and your temperature will be like this. All these will be getting from the cloud server. Okay. So some machines, if you have all these sensors in your mobile, definitely your mobile cost will increase. Okay, and pressure sensors, fingerprint, and magnetometer, and gyroscope, touch sensor, and proximity sensor. Okay, CMOS imagery sensor, and GPS sensors. Okay, that's there. GPS sensor is there. Suppose when you based on that your maps and all. Okay, accelerometer. Humidity sensors, all these are available. Some sensors physically available in the mobile, and sometimes this may not be available in the mobile, and it will get it from the cloud environment. And the applications of the sensors, proximity sensor, it's an infrared LED and then IR light detector. Okay, some proximity is used to light detector. When we place the handset up or automatically the screen will off. Many of time we've seen that. Okay, when you dial, and if you keep your mobile near to the air, automatically screen will switch off. Okay, that is called proximity sensor. So there is one light. Even if you place your finger over on it, immediately it will off. There is a method of how to use that. And ambient light sensor reduces the mobile screen's light. Okay, when the environment is bright, your light signals also will increase. When the environment is very dark, your light signal will reduce. Okay, screen signal. CMOS image sensors is in the eye of the camera phone. Okay, so camera where that is called the eye of the camera is called the CMOS image sensor. And GPS sensors, everybody you know that to know the latitude and longitude values, and GPS sensors is used. And barometric pressure detects atmosphere pressure. Most of the mobile phone will not have this, but it will collect from the information from the cloud. Accelerometer sensors used to detect the orientation of the phone. Okay, if you change the vertical and horizontal, automatically the screen display also will change. Humidity, temperature, pressures is detect the humidity or temperature in the mobile phone. Microphone sensors, when you speak something, it will convert it into signals. Okay, that's called microphone. And fingerprint to detect the authorized person. Okay, touch screen, I think we have that is the greatest invention in the mobile. So when you touch something, the same screen is used as an input and also a display. That is a good innovations in the mobile phone. Magnetometer is able to detect the magnetic fields for the compass applications. Gyroscope sensors measures the rate of rotations. Okay, how fast you are rotating and angular positions around the particular axis. Okay, when you turn, this is mainly used for a driverless car or something, like when you turn the vehicles, automatically that will send the north positions. And these are all the sensors that are there. And what are all the actuators in the mobile means display screen is called actuators, and speaker is all actuators, torch light is actuators, and vibratory sound. These are all the actuators available in the mobile phone. And different types of sensors. Okay, this mainly you are going to use these sensors for your practical applications by using Raspberry, Arduino, and processors. Okay, we can connect directly with the laptop and then use, but the laptop costs nearly 20,000 or something like. So if you want to process the signals, so we need not to invest 25,000. Just 3,000 is enough. Arduino processor board is there, and we can connect that then, and we can process the data. To process the sensors data, we need some kind of computer, either laptop, desktop, or Arduino systems. Arduino system is very cheaper. For testing purpose, you can use simulators, and use the simulators. We can test all the sensors. All the simulator sensor also is available. Okay, so simulated way we can, even if you want to fire alarm like that, you can send some smoke, immediately it will give some signals. It's called of writing the script and do actions, screenplay actions like that. Simulation is if such a environment, how it will react. Okay, to identify, that is called the simulation. So we have different types of sensors. One is called temperature sensors. First one is, and IR sensor. IR sensor reflective method. Okay, it will touch and reflect, so that it will identify the distance also. Even in our mobile phone, suppose you want to measure the house hall distance. Okay, using the mobile phone we can measure it by using the IR sensors. How much distance time taken to reach. Again, obstacles touch panite, again it will come back. We can identify that. That is called IR sensor, reflective types. And ultrasonic sensors, that is a sound, gyroscope sensors, accelerometer, and rainfall sensors. It's like this. Okay, and soil moisture, I think many of you have seen that. And photo detector, light sensors, some light is there, it will detect. And water flow controller. Okay, this is the valve and water flow controller. Heartbeat sensor and alcohol sensor is there. And color sensors, what type of color we can recognize, whether it is a red or green or blue. Because if you see that in the driverless car, we need to have this color sensor. Based on this, the light traffic signals will be recognized, and then whether it will do actions. PAR sensors and gas sensors, smoke sensors. Okay, light detecting rays sensors, humidity sensor. Okay, flux sensors means when it bend, we can identify the bend things. And touchscreen sensors and solar cells, metal detector, I think this in all airports they use this metal detectors, and many places they use this. And real-time clock sensors and vibration sensors. Okay, all these different types of sensors are available. They developed, and we can use this sensor. We can fix these sensors and get the signals for data processing. I think the temperature sensor, we know that when the temperature increases, what the current value will get the signals, and we can connect this temperature or humidity sensor to the our Arduino board, or what I can say, Raspberry, and we can get the informations. And infrared sensors, this is one is IR transmit and object will detect. So suppose if it is a human, we can identify a human. If it is an object, we can identify. So based on this, we can identify whether it is a human or not, or it is an object, what kind of objects. We can see the image. All these we can possibly. So using this also, we can calculate the distance. Okay. So time taken to send the signals and reach. Again, the same signal come back. So this we can divide by 2, we'll get the some kind of distance. So using this kind of applications, we can measure the distance of a hall or distance of the building, even height of the building. Is it possible? Somebody has to keep some objects so that you can find out the height of the building also. Ultrasonic sensors, this is a sound wave signals. This is another method of finding the objects. Okay, so sound signals will move, and any obstacle is there, and it will return. If it is obstacle is not there, the signals will pass. Okay, that is called, using this also we can find out the distance. Gyroscope sensors measure the angular and rotations. Okay, when you turn the mobile, your orientation will change. That is a gyroscope sensors. Mainly in the driverless car, it has to. This is very much useful to detect the area, detect this what you can say side, which face, that is with north face or some east or west, like that. We need to identify the direction, and then we need to move. And accelerometer is used to detect the orientation of the phone and linear acceleration movement. Okay, this is mainly used for the thing. And then the previous one, gyro sensor, is orientation, that will move horizontal or vertical. Rain sensors, okay, it's there. When you used for sensing the rain, it also two modules, a rain board that detects the rain and control the model with compares the analog and value and converts into digital value. Okay, when raindrop is present, it reduces the resistance. Normally, when the water is there, the connectivity may happen. Okay, if the water is not there, connectivity is less. So based on that, we can say whether it is rain is there or not. Okay, how much rain is there, how much rainfall, that is another method. Whether the rain is there or not, only we can detect. But how much percentage, we can say today, say they are telling the 4 centimeter rain. Okay, that is different method we need to detect. Soil moisture, this is agricultural mainly used for using you have to submerge this lead into the earth, and when the soil, the water is touching this, we can measure the moisture of the soil. Okay, so when it is go down, okay, we have to pour the water. When it's go up, we need to we can stop the things. So based on this, we can have the automatic control system to pour the water when it is dry, and we can stop the motor when the soil is moisture. And photo transmitters, that is light emitting, to identify some lights. Okay, difference between the photodiode and phototransistor is the photodiode is the PN junction diode, which converts the light energy into the electric current, whereas the phototransistor is the ordinary transistor, conversion the light into current. Okay, the applications of phototransistor, counting systems. Okay, so the light rays, when somebody's some object is placed, immediately it will count as 1. Okay, counting system, encoder sensing, and object detection, light detector. All this is possible by using phototransistor sensors. Water flow sensor is mainly we are flowing water from this side to another this side. So here one kind of rotor is placed. So based on the how many rotations per second it's rotating, based on that we can identify the flow of the things. Okay, when it is more water is there, the speed of this will increase. And measure the rate of flow of the water either by measuring the velocity or displacement. Alcohol and gas and smoke sensors. I think all of us, we know that all these installed in big buildings, even in colleges, laboratories. So sometimes you can test it. You can have a smoke near to the alarm. Immediately you'll get some kind of sound. So this we need to do very frequently, 15 days once, or once in a month we need to test it. Otherwise, when particular time, when emergency is there, the machine will not work. We need to test the this kind of sensors and then keep abreast and keep alive. Color sensors mainly to detect the RGB color. It is also very useful for the driverless car. So whatever the sensors, and you must, if you know the applications, then you can build your own driverless cars for a small distance or something like. We can test it. If you want to keep the you want to fully autonomous driverless car, we need to do some research, because Amazon is doing, and even Google is doing, and Tesla is also working on it. So definitely it's okay whether you need to have a separate highway for the driverless cars. Only driverless cars will run on that highway. Okay, that way no manual cars will be allowed. In such a kind, all the machines, all the cars will obey the rules and regulation. So it will be completely perfectly it will run. But if it is mixed with driverless car with the manual car, then the problem will start. That is the thing. That is why research is going on. So this color sensors is mainly used to detect what type of colors in the traffic signals, mainly 3 colors, red, green, yellow, to detect and then give the activations. So it will identify different colors. We know the RGB color. Each color varies from 0 to 255. So 256 into 256 into 256. That much of color difference, it can easily recognize what it colors. Passive infrared sensors, it's mainly used to in the traffic and the road streets. They will deploy that somebody is coming. We are not like that. It is an electronic sensor that measures the infrared light radiating from the objects. Okay, so our human body will reflect some kind of infrared that can be absorbed by this device. Passive infrared sensors commonly used to security alarms and automatic lighting applications. Okay, motion sensors, even somebody is moving, it will be recorded. Even the CCTV camera, it will start record some object is moved, otherwise it won't record, because it will waste of the time. Everything is normal, no need to record it. When some object is moving, some person is entering, immediately to start recording. Okay, for that this type of passive infrared is used, so that it will used to reduce the storage. Okay, that is the main applications of this passive infrared. Detects and emit the infrared energy from the objects. Flux sensors, mainly in the VR, virtual reality and augmented reality. When you wear the gloves, and then based on the actions, the corresponding signals will be generated, and we can send. The computer will react. We can bend, and whatever the way we can do it. Okay, its application can seen in the different fields like human-machine interface. Okay, so suppose if you give the signals, if a robot is there, it will come. Okay, so these signals will be understand When your hand movement will be understand by the how the baby is understanding. Come, like that we are calling, and the baby can understand and then come nearer to us. Like that, a robo is there. If you just give the signals, come, even in order to give the voice signal, just you can give us hand signals, the machine will react. Okay, for that, such kind of things we require the flux sensors. And touch sensors, it's mainly used in many places. Fingerprint, and when you touch the screen, your screen is activated. So many of us, we know that when you touch, what will happen? It is an electronic sensor for detecting and recording the physical touch. Two common types of touch sensors, capacity touch sensors and resistive touch sensors. The capacity measure circuit continuously measures the capacitance CO of the sensors. When this circuit detects a change in the capacitance generators, some kind of change in the capacitance changes, the values will be changed, that will be detected. Touch sensors work similar to the switch. Okay, when they are subject to the touch, pressure or force, they get activated and acts as the closed switch. So when you touch, that means your connection is completed. Okay, there is a closed switch. So based on that, it will recognize. Solar light sensor. Okay, this is a very still its research is going on, and we need to have a solar light sensor, and we need to have the solar panels to convert the solar energy into electrical energy, passive devices that convert the light energy into electrical signals. Here also more research is going on to have the solar panel for the long durations. Okay, now the people are telling that one solar panel will come for 6 years or 12 years, like that. There's a cost variation is there. Based on that, we'll have good solar panels. If you have very good solar panel, we can install in our rooftop, in the houses, in the buildings, in the even the roads, many places. We can harvest the solar source resources, energy, and convert it into signals. So it will convert the solar light into electrical signals. That is a solar panel. Metal detect sensors is mainly used to identify whether somebody is having some kind of metal. So this in the airport and railway stations, many places they use this. Any metal objects within the electronic magnetic field will become energized and then retransmit an electromagnetic field of their own. Based on that, it will detect. Another one is inductive proximity sensors can only detect the metal targets. It will not detect the non-metal targets such as a plastic, wood. So people, that's why the smugglers are using the plastic used for smuggling. But now we have another method to identify whether the plastic also, wood also, by seeing, by verifying the objects, what type of objects. The proximity sensor is a non-contact detection of objects near to the sensors. It emits electromagnetic fields, beams of the radiation such as infrared. Okay, without touch, we can identify the objects. Also used in the parking lots. Okay, so which park lots is available and which is free and which is full, all these we can find out. And used for assembly lines of chemical, food, and many other types of industries. Vibration sensor, it will identify the vibrations. Okay, suppose building vibrations or machine vibrations, whether it is more or less, it's a normal acceptable level. That can be identified by using the vibration sensor. It operates based on the different optical or mechanical principles for detecting the absorb the system vibrations. Piezoelectric diodes கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க. We know that when you press, it will convert it into electric signals. So similar kind of activities while measuring the changes within the accelerations, pressure, temperature, force by into the electric charge. When this no vibration, this module output logic low. Okay, when vibration is there, it will increase the thing. That is a way of identifying the sensors. Okay, so many sensors are available. If you think the applications and whether if you have such kind of sensors, definitely our sensors are available in the market. Only thing, who is manufacturing these sensors, whether it's in the India or China, that is a question mark. Okay, still the all CPU, all the chip boards, everything manufactured in the China. Um, we miss the bus for hardware manufacturing system. We are good in software, but we are not good in the hardware. If you have all these sensors manufactured in India, definitely we will say we'll give good kind of new innovations in the field of hardware. The actuators mainly actions it should take place. Actions we can do by using some kind of motions. Okay, so a transistor is a physical device that converts one energy of one form of energy into another. Here, signal into action. Okay, it takes electrical input turns into the physical action. So we require some kind of force. Okay, hydraulic force, we know that, and pneumatic force is there, and electrical and electronics motors. Okay, servo motors and stepper motors, all this, and even relays and switches. Relays will trip when suppose short circuit is happen. Automatically our relays will trip these signals. Okay, we many times in the house we have seen so some short circuit is happening, automatically it will switch off. Okay, so these are all called the activators, and if you give the proper signals, definitely whatever you want we can use. This is called hydraulic actuators. When the pump flow water is there, this will move from one place. Okay, we have the JCP or many things are there for the moving of object from one place to another. And pneumatic means injecting. Suppose if we take our mainly consists of the piston. Okay, when the piston is moved, the particular thing will be ejected. And based on the measurement also we can move. Electrical and electronics actuators is this kind of motors. Okay, we can use signals. Suppose I want to only 30-degree turn. Okay, that is not possible in servo motor, but that is possible in stepper motors. And continuous runs, we can use the DC motor. Suppose supply is given and it will run. So these are all the thing will help us to do some kind of activities. And relays and switches mainly use many places to control our systems. Okay, latch and read relay, polarized relay. So changing the phases. Okay, mercury weighted relay and machine tool relay and contract relay, like that many relays are there. When the signals is there, it will automatically switch on or switch off. So far we have seen the sensors and actuators and the computer system. Okay, so computer system is how to connect the sensors and actuators so that our applications we can see. We will see some kind of application, real world application. One is smart city. I think long back our PM announced the 100 smart cities in India. Okay, so what do you mean by smart cities? Whether the tall buildings, roads, connectivity, everything will come into in your mobile. That's called smart city. Okay, suppose before you want to leave the home, your vehicle should be available. Now it is possible because of the Uber or what I can another Ola is possible. Okay, and then bus timings also is possible. So partially the smart cities applications are available in mobile, and near future which area is suitable for your walking. Okay, which area is a poor pure hair is there, that is also we can detect by using some air detector. Okay, so the pure hair oxygen level, based on the oxygen level, if you go to this northeastern side, you will get the pure air like that. That is also possible. And agriculture, all things will be connectivity in the smart city. Okay, so if you want to do this, we need to have the sensors, actuators, and then we need to have system. Okay, that artificial system will control and then will give the correct environment for us to make the smart city. Okay, still a lot of scopes are there to improve the applications in the smart cities, and people are working on it. Even you can do many research on it. And smart home, okay, many movies we have seen. When you enter, when you leave the office in your home, it will take 15 minutes to reach the home. Immediately it will switch on your AC, and even if the walls are okay, in case of placed in the screen, okay, and some kind of pleasant visual effects will be there, and some kind of songs will be played automatically, and the gate will open automatically and then close. So all these security system, only the known person can enter. Even if you are not in the home for 3 months or 3 years, we can monitor the home by using your mobile. Okay, that's called smart home. So control the home applications, including lights, inside the lights, waters, flow of taps, everything we can control through your mobile. Okay, that's called smart home. Somebody is there. I think we have many of you seen the baby's day out. Okay, he will do all kind of nonsense things and naughty things to control his homes. Like that, we can do control our home by using mobile. There also there are many research opportunities there we can do. And smart car, this is all of us our dream. Okay, how the smart cars and driverless car will function and will work, because 20 years back we may think that somebody will give food to you. Is it not possible? Nobody will give, but nowadays it's possible because of Uber, Eats, Zomato. Okay, like that, definitely next down the line 20 years we'll get, everybody will get one smart car with driverless. Okay, so even the renewable energy is incorporated with the renewable energy. Here also research is going, many research opportunities are there, what kind of sensors we required, and how the machine to car connectivity, so it's called communication, device communications, connectivity between two devices. There is a plenty of opportunities there in the smart car. And IoT in farming. Okay, we all wants to give something for the farmers, but how best we need to give to the farmers, and whether the small farmers will benefit or not, that is because that may whatever the what I can say, the system will support to the farmers. That is very essential. Okay, drones for field monitoring system, and water management and soil monitoring sensors. Okay, moistures, and machine for routine operations. Okay, from the cultivating and the harvesting. Okay, all this we need to do some kind of help. I think if you go to the village side, still we have many machines. Paddy harvesting machines are there. Plenty of changes and a lot of advanced technologies are there. But from starting to end, we need to have some kind of systems so that people anywhere in the world, they can monitor their agriculture farm. If such kind of corporate culture is there in the farming, definitely our agriculture system will improve. So people are working on it, and they are giving more information to them, more system to them. And health and fitness is another area to keep ourselves is fit to live in the society. Okay, so normally we have sensors. The default sensors is there. If you have temperature, for that your body will get tired, everything is there. Once you take rest, your body will come. This is okay, fine. But this system will predict you will get fever. If you continue like this, you have to change your food pattern so that you won't get better. So this kind of pre-predictions should happen, should give to the body. But whether this is good or bad, only we know that people how to take it in this, and what kind of supporting system will there. Okay, definitely now I can say our lifespan is increased 60 to 70 years. Okay, earlier it's 40 years only. definitely if you have all kind of things, our lifespan will increase. Normal lifespan will increase to 80 years. IoT connected factories. Okay, this is very normally the IoT means Internet of Things. The IIoT, that means Industrial Internet of Things. We can use this to automate industrial process. So that is so people may think that when you automate the industries, many people will lose the job. I cannot say I can't accept this, because 30 years back when the computer was introduced in the banking sector, in the insurance sectors, and many places, the people were think that definitely many people will lose the job. Is it true? But what happened? Because of the introducing of the computer systems, we got many people got the opportunities, and our lifestyle has changed. Okay, so definitely this Industrial Internet of Things, though it is used to automate many processes, we'll get the fine product, quality product. Customers can get the quality product. That is why these automations will help us. Okay. Applications for these IoT is tracking goods, where it is coming, when it is loaded, all these. Even nowadays, if you send the letter through what you can say, speed post, okay, from booking time to delivery time, we are getting information. So this is the way of system, that is some kind of system is supporting us to tracking. So in the industry, all these what is that called, logistic companies mainly use this IoT, industry unit connectivities. IoT tracking and monitoring system, goods when delivered, and everything will be tracking. Now tomorrow we'll get it, this time we'll get it, all this will get pricing. Because of this, suppose a person is holding the 100 trucks, we can every day we can where the 100 trucks are there, that we can get the information by using the tracking and monitoring system. And smart retailers, whether the, I think that kind of apps also app also available with us to understand whether our required items are there in the mall or retailers, that we can pre-check and then go there. Okay, that kind of application. Even you can book the orders and they will deliver to you. So these are all the smart retailers. So they will help the consumers in a better way to supply. And another drawback in this system, if you go there and then buy, means if you required company product is not there, then they will say that, sir, the equivalent product is available, you can take this. This is also like that. They will compromise, they compromise us, or they will convince us to sell their product. That is also there, but only time will teach us. And smart grid, that is enables the real-time surveillance of energy supply and demand information, including the management. Normally, grid means we all know that the distribution of the power system. Okay. Collection and distribution of the power system is there. So similarly, the smart grid will give the how much power we are getting and how much power is required and how much power is consumed. All this can be monitored by the smart grid systems. For that, we have many kind of objects and systems we need to develop. Internet of nano things, that is very important. Now the nanoparticles should have some kind of sensors, and that will work with our control, based on our control. There are several top devices in the market: smart mobiles, smart refrigerators, and smart watches. Like our mobile phone is a smart mobile phone, so like that, smart refrigerators. So the nano sensors will be kept. Even smart watches, we have seen that Amazon watch. Smart alarm, fire alarm, all these require some nano kind of sensors that will be fixed in that, and it will work. Even somebody in the medical line, they are using some nano objects to cure their diseases also. The application of this nano things is very plenty in all places. They are using this. This is the applications used in the nano things we used in the many places. So the one thing I explained about the sensors and the actuators and the areas where we can etch, it is not limited to only this, and we can think and we can use for any kind of applications. Okay, so here 3 persons or 3 kind of people. Okay, 3 type of people, 3 kind people are working. One is people who are producing sensors and actuators, okay, hardware, and another person's we have computers, and we need to have a system to solve our applications. Okay, just one example I am giving. 20 years back, we had internet, we had computer, and we have a railway line, and we have ticket. Okay, but due to we are not having a very good system, so we not use the computer and internet railway system in a perfect way. But now, since we have a IRST, and we can book the ticket, you need not to go to any station, and you can store it in your mobile phone, and you can show the ticket into the TTR, and you can reach the destinations without any hassles. Okay, so though the things are independent, and we need to build a system to connect all this. Okay, that is there the intelligence system is working. There the artificial intelligence and intelligence systems should play a vital role. So though these devices are independent, and it has to collect, and coherently we need to operate to solve a particular applications. For that, the sensors and actuator is playing a vital role in the applications. Definitely many applications will solve by using the sensors and actuators. So finally, I can say sense the environment using sensors and make the suitable and sophisticated environment by activating actuators. Okay, so we need to sense it, what kind of environment we need and we are living, and we need to imagine it, and then we need to make that by using actuators. Automate these process with the help of the artificial intelligence systems to give better lifestyle for mankind. Okay, so definitely we can think that we can say that by automating all this, definitely everything will come to in our hand by using mobile phone. Okay, these innovations are inevitable. Be a part of it. Okay, so கண்டிப்பா இதெல்லாம் தவிர்க்க முடியாது. இப்ப நீங்க பண்ணலனா யாரோ ஒருத்தர் இது பண்ணி முடிச்சிருவாங்க. So be part of it and do something for the society. With this, I'll conclude my speech. Any discussion? I'm very happy.
Good afternoon, Murali Bhaskar sir. I am Valarmadi here. Hope you remember me.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. After a long time, I am very happy to meet you in this situation. You have done a very good presentation. I just want to have a single clarification, sir. See,
yes, ma'am.
there is always a chance for the sensors to malfunction. Is it
Yeah.
sir? So,
Yes,
what kind of measures that we are supposed to take for such kind of things?
Very good. Suppose if you are keeping sensors for temperature measurement or rainfall, whether it will give correct signals or whether it will give the wrong signals. So we need to have some kind of threshold things that up to this level we will be accept, and beyond that we cannot accept. Like that we can fix some threshold. But again, that will happen, that can be decided by the cloud environment only, because sense will sense and it will send the signals. The malpractice happened between the sensor and in the cloud environment. It is very difficult to identify and then correct, ma'am. But nowadays, we need to have the sensors with that system that is called Raspberry or Arduino system, if you inbuilt it is there, definitely we can have a very good values, sensors value.
Okay, sir. Because it depends upon the application that we are performing. Suppose if they are malfunctioning, that may create very big problems and all. Say,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
suppose if it is going to be a healthcare system where if it is going to be some oxygen sensor, so such kind of things that may create problems.
there the perfection is very, very important. That is such a kind we need to double check before installing the device, ma'am. You said what is you asked a question very correctly, because where we can quality check is very important. So where we can accept, where we should not accept, even a malfunction should not accept in place, because in the medical line we can't accept the malfunctions.
Yes, sir. Oh, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Where are you, ma'am? In Coimbatore?
Yes, sir. In Coimbatore, after retirement, now I have joined in MCET Pollachi, sir.
Oh, okay. Mahalingam College. Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, so nice of you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, there is one more question in the chat box from Kavita, ma'am, sir.
Sir, please mention any hardware manufacturing company in India to do innovative hardware projects for the students. The sensors and actuators we can buy in Rich Street only. Here in India, I don't think the sensors and the actuators manufacturers, I don't know about correctly. I will check it and then I will tell you. But we can buy all kind of product in Rich Street in Chennai. Even Amazon, we can order it. Thank you, Kavita ma'am.
Participants, if there are any questions, you can ask.
This 5 days program for blockchain and IoT, answer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blockchain integrated with IoT.
Okay.
So there is no question, sir. Thank you for the wonderful session, sir. It was very informative, and you clearly explained about the different types of sensors with real-time examples.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And one more request, sir. Please share this PPT for the participants, sir, through mail.
Definitely, I will send a mail to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now we can leave the link, sir. We will follow up with the participants, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.